What the
From across.
Would you rather have spaghetti for hair that regrows every night or sweat maple syrup? What kind of big back would you rather, bro?
Would you rather always have to wear clothes 2 sizes too big or 1 size too small?
2 sizes too big, bro.
Yeah, easy.
2 sizes. That's the easiest one.
Easy.
Oh,
First
man.
of all,
I just thought that was funny.
Yo, can you imagine?
You sneeze, it's a wrap.
It's over with.
Shirt done for.
You already know though, real nigga coming out the so slow, and the flow wavy got a bolo. Oh no, looking like you running out of stamina. Call yourself an animal, cause you know you ain't.
Morning.
Yo. What up?
Well, go on.
Nothing, chilling. So, I got a question for us. We're gonna jump right into it. Would you rather have unwavering faith, but face constant struggles, or live a life of ease and success, but constantly doubt your faith? I'm gonna read it again. Would you rather have unwavering faith, but constant struggles, or live a life of ease and success, but constantly doubt your faith?
So, just to make sure I'm understanding correctly, do I want to be absolutely sure I'm gonna make it out okay, but go through hell, or have life easy and be very successful and think I might go through hell?
And no cap.
Yeah,
I already doubt.
Yeah, because
So I'll take the success. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you.
Because nigga, you just described it yesterday.
You just described it yesterday, and I still ain't make it yet.
So we still trying.
He got both
Right,
sides
but
of the
it's
bad
like-
part of that.
right, but like that mental battle, right? That mental, like that could be mentally exhausting.
Yeah.
You're
No, for sure.
You're constantly like going
Doubting.
through life, like, oh my god, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna die on the way to the fridge? Like something like that.
I mean, nigga,
you're just
that's every day. You
On-
don't know what'll happen.
But are you constantly thinking of? You're not, bro. You don't wake up and go to the bathroom and wonder, am I gonna die on the way to the bathroom?
Am I gonna have a UTI?
Yes, bro. You're not wondering about, bro. The mental anguish would be absolutely exhausting.
So where you at, Tariq? What you saying?
Honestly, bro.
You take the unwavering faith
Yeah,
and
bro.
non-stop try for the rest of your life?
Yes, bro. I need to sleep at night. I need to be able to sleep at night. I can't.
Sure
I can't go. I don't think you can't like constantly doubt your faith. That mean like it's mental battle after mental battle after mental battle. I'm going through. I got ease. I live in a 10-bedroom house and I'm still not happy. I'm still unsatisfied, bro. You got
a point.
I can't deal with that. To have everything I ever wanted, and still just be like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it to today? Am I gonna do it?
I just can't see myself like that for real.
Oh,
yeah.
well, then that defeats the purpose of the question.
I just wanted the money.
Nigga said, I'm tired. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
I just wanted the money.
Nah, I feel that. I think I have to just do with the unwavering faith, bro. Just from the mental aspect, bro. Like, I don't think I would be able to constantly deal with like for years. I'm like just mentally exhausted and tired, and I can't go. I can't go through like I can't sleep at night. I can't do anything. Nah, I can't live my life like that, bro. I
Nigga,
can't.
faith be wavering as it is, bro. Give me the success with it, though.
At least one thing is not wavering anymore.
He said, well.
If life is the way that it is and we're just adding success, that's all I heard you say.
Yeah, that is the only thing I heard different.
He said, hey, I got money now. That's it. He's like, I already wonder
all
where.
things the same. Like, yo.
But how, I guess my follow-up question would be, how would that work? Like to have ease and success, but still doubt everything. I think that in of itself to me is like a crazy concept, because if
Just
I have ease and
consistent
success and money, but I still doubt everything, it's like,
Well, maybe
what is the problem?
Maybe that comes from how you got the ease and success. If it just dropped on you and you don't know how to handle money, you don't know how to make money, if you just came into that, it
True.
could be a concern of yours, losing
That
it
could-
all and not being able
Losing it all would probably be the thing.
That would probably
that
be
would
the main
probably
thing.
be the main thing.
Yeah.
Because you just have like, imagine you just become you have $10 billion in your bank account
You have
overnight.
15 quintillion.
You have $10 billion. You have the net worth of Elon Musk or whoever the richest. What is it, Jeff Bezos?
I don't know who the richest nigga is. It's just not me. And so I don't care.
Insane. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got $100 billion in your bank account,
And you stressed about losing it.
and you're stressed, bro. Stressed. I couldn't even fathom spending $1 billion, let alone like stressing
To lose it.
to lose. Nah,
I would know where it is at all times.
that's probably why you'd be stressed,
I would know where it is at all times.
bro. I don't want that type of money though.
Yeah.
I would do dumb stuff. I would be doing dumb stuff.
I don't know. Yeah.
I would be doing fool. I would go
I don't
buy.
think- I don't
I
think
would
I
go
would.
buy every pair of shoes in a Foot Locker, just
I-
because I can,
If I ever came into
and be
money-
like, "That's it, $6,000. That's all I can." I would be playing like. I'd be like, "How many yachts can I go buy?" Like dumb stuff.
I would like to think I would be as generous.
No.
as I think I would be.
I would be
like
generous.
to think that.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
like to.
I would be generous, but I would
But
be
it-
stupidly
I would be
generous.
stupidly generous. For sure.
$100 billion.
I'd be, but
When you say
Stupid
stupidly generous, what do you mean?
Like I would walk
you about
up
to
like
give me
the
up?
man on the
You about to give me a bill? Like,
Yeah, like I'd walk
right, say
right up
less.
to you and give you $1 million. Here,
give this
And-
man
and-
100 billion. So I
and
get
go
my
100 million.
100 billion, so I can get my meal.
Well, I would. Oh yeah. Hey, if you got $100 billion
bro, if
to
I have
give me,
$100 billion, just ask me, bro. I'm the new Cash App. Just hit me, bro.
don't even worry about it.
just
Just-
hit me.
I would.
Only if you my homies.
All my friends, no,
Okay.
but $100 billion, I'd give random people money.
Oh well, yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about just ask me.
Oh yeah, that's
Nah,
fair. That's
Other
fair.
than that, it's coming from the heart. Other than that, it's coming from
the
the
Holy
heart.
Spirit told me to tell
if
you,
Jesus, nah,
here's some
This
money.
is your season.
yeah.
Figure it out. It's gonna tell me.
I've been through worse. You'll be alright.
What did these say? Learn to carry that mat.
Yeah. Carry your mat.
Carry that mat, fam. You got that. You got that.
Carry that broke mat.
Yeah.
The mat of struggle.
Mat of struggle.
Carry it. Make sure you get it nice and tight.
Man, speaking of having 100 billion, let's dream big, guys.
Yeah. That's a good transition.
What a
Good
segue.
transition.
I'm good at this.
Yeah. So, I mean, what we're talking about today is like dreaming big and having faith in your aspirations. Should we even have faith in our aspirations? I think the start off question would be like, what role does faith play in shaping our dreams and goals?
That's an interesting question. I've never really given it thought in that aspect. I've always I guess I have in a way. So in most things that I try to get into, what I try to usually think of like how it can benefit other people in a sense, or how I can help other people with what it is I'm trying to do. So, and I guess in a way it translates with like being a servitude, or how I can like help service people or whatever with my dreams and aspirations, or what's the best way that I can help. Yeah, but
Others
I
out,
haven't
yeah.
really given it much thought into it. So maybe I'll have a legit answer later on.
Come on.
I think for me, what role does faith play in like my dreams and aspirations? So like I try as much as I can to do the thing that like God has called me to do. You get what I'm saying? So like I don't think and this is just a personal feeling, like I don't think God is concerned about what I do as much as he is concerned about how I show up in what I do. And what I'm saying, and what I mean by that is like, hey, if I'm an accountant, if I'm a doctor, if I'm an attorney, if I'm an engineer, I don't think God. I think God wants best for His children, of course. So I think He's like, hey, whatever you do you represent me well?
Yeah.
So it's like if I'm on the job and I'm a terrible boss, I mistreat all the people that I manage. I lie, I steal, I do whatever I got. Then you get what I'm saying. Then I'm not representing Him well. I think my aspirations is like, hey, I want to grow what I have and turn it in. Obviously, like being rich and like just rich or wealthy or whatever, that's a goal, right? Like I don't want my kids to want for anything, but I also want, like, if I get all of that and I don't have my faith, then it's just like what I do all of this for, you know what I'm saying? So I want to show up. That's how faith plays a role in like how I show up on a day to day. Do I have a bad attitude? That's that right there is like the determining factor on like how well you can be received or not received. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I remember growing up, they always used to say things like, what was it, the scripture? Everything you do it unto the glory of God.
Oh, that's it. That's it. There.
Let's go, Phil.
That's what that boy. Hey.
Anyway.
No. I forgot that was. Hey, cut that. Cut that. I just gang affiliate.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No, I'm just kidding. I went to college. I went to college. I'm not gang affiliated whatsoever. Please don't come track down my family. Yeah, no, I went to college.
But yeah. Damn. Do unto the
Lord. Yeah. So everything you do unto the glory of God. Yeah.
I forgot why I brought that up.
You're talking about faith.
Dream big.
Dreaming big.
What about you?
Yeah,
Mr. Matt?
I think
almost called your government. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the role that faith plays in my dreams, and defining faith kind of like similar to what we said it before. It's like in past episodes, it being like substance and evidence, and it coming through hearing the word of God. Personally, I think that like, and this is weird because I don't know, like y'all getting like backstory. But
tell us the story.
Huh?
Tell us the story. Come on.
There's something that like I feel like God told me I needed to do while I was like walking out my own like agenda, like my own dreams. So like literally working IT, like making
bread,
like bread in a company that like got hired. I got put on by like the vice president of the company. The company was doing very well.
Oh, so you was about to be.
Yeah,
set.
I was kind of set. Yeah. And as I was there, I think they thought that they started me semi-low for the position, even though that was like a good amount of bread at the time. For sure for me, like
so what you was making wasn't technically what you were supposed to be making.
And they very quickly like upped me because they're like, oh no, this dude actually like is helping out like people that have like degrees in this. Granted, like I don't have any degrees. I've just been in IT for an extremely long time. So what they did was like make computers that ran basically simulations in like real time. So it's called like real time computing. So like the computer has to respond within a certain amount of time to the input that's happening. And they would use that for like testing for like NASA. Like they would use it for some of their contracts for Airbus, Boeing, Mitsubishi, like a lot of like big contracts, and everything was in-house. So it was almost like the Apple of real-time computing.
I didn't know he was a computer genius.
Well, I'm not a genius. I went in for like integration basically. So I was like there to help troubleshoot when there were issues, not so much the development of the software or the hardware.
That's no dumb.
But you still have to know how the software works in order to troubleshoot the software.
Right.
So a computer genius, right?
Nah. I wasn't genius. But when But that was the thing.
Can
like,
you hack my student loans?
No.
Oh.
I could probably help you find somebody that
Just want
can.
y'all to know he nodded on. He nodded on camera. Get out of here.
But like, yo, I'm like there working, and ironically, like listening to some music, and something like just hits me, bro. Very much so to, I don't know, bro. It's just weird, but hits me heavy where I like write down what it's saying, like the thoughts that are coming to my head. And it was essentially saying like, hey, like this entire time you've been kind of like walking through this thing and you're not even doing what you're supposed to be doing. And the reason you feel the way that you currently feel is because like you have not been utilizing like what your gifting has been. So be careful, because like if you don't utilize it, it will be taken from you and given to the person with 10.
You was burying your talent is what you're telling me.
I mean, I don't know if I wouldn't even consider it like my talent. Like, I don't think that I'm talented.
Well, I
in
just
the
meant
areas.
like talent,
yes,
like the
but
biblical,
yes, essentially. And then there was like a slew of other things that kind of like confirmed that. That brought me here to where I currently am. Over like the course of like the past like 3 to 4 years. Of me like leaving where I was at before. At the company. They offered me like additional money to stay. Like they were like, bro, and I swear to you, it was like it wasn't like cray, but it was like, yo, what? Like the CEO was like, bro, like if Matt's gonna leave, like, can we just give him like an additional 10,000? And like the VP called me in and was like, hey, like, listen, this is what has like placed on the table. Are you sure? I gave him like a 4-week notice, by the way. I gave him like a whole month. And I was like, yo, like, bruh, and me and him are like the VP's close. Like, he's like an older head, like he's like 60-year-old, like white dude, but super cool guy. And I was like, listen, like I can't do that because of like what I feel like something spiritually is telling me to do. And he was like, I completely understand. I know you've spoken about this before. Like I'll go back.
Is he like, it was the dude that you were close? He's a believer?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he went to the church that I was playing at. And like, but before I was like, hey, listen, like Dave, like let me talk to my wife about it real quick. And I went back to Chantel, and I was like, babe, look, like they about to offer me an extra 10K if I stay. And Chantel was like, that's dope, but was it ever really about the money in the first place?
Oh, what a wife.
And I was like, all right, bet. So literally went back to them and was like, hey, nah, I still gotta bounce. And now I am the brokest I have ever been. And the most stressed and going through the most and doubting consistently, like nonstop.
Without the money, bro.
I'm just like, God, like, was that actually you? Like, da-da-da. And there's been times where like he's been, not even times, it's been a consistent like, hey son, I'm showing you. Like, I'm going to, every time that I've gotten to the point where it's been like breaking point, like yelling at God, like, man,
I'm about to go back to IT.
Like, literally, bro, and I get hit, like, bro, me and the VP stay like in touch. Mind you, I feel like God took me out of a difficult situation because like they ended up getting acquired by another company. And that went sideways. So now like there's people that's dipping, and this, anyways, there's been a lot of stuff. So guys also been showing me like, hey, I kept you from something that could have been bad for you. But all that to say this, when it's time for the bills to get paid and you have like a mortgage and I don't have any kids, but like, you know, you're trying to like be like the provider of a household. And the thing that you felt like you left financially does not stack to the thing that you feel like you're being called to, you start to second guess the calling. So for me, like, even though this is what I would have done, like, this is probably what I would have done if money wasn't an option. Yeah, like if it was just always there. Money is an option in the real world. But me walking it out is me trying to walk it out off of like faith. So it is kind of like the big dream, and like the fact that I'm doing this now is like the faith aspect. Like, yo, I'm believing that you said this and I'm going to try to walk it out to the best of my ability. But yeah.
So how and then with like say in a situation like that, right, where you're feeling like you're being led in this direction, and in your situation it's a little different because you kind of have people who are more understanding and like, yeah, cool, but what would you do in a situation where you feel like you're being led that way and then there's not only you have your own doubts and your situation is already ass, but then you have the people around
you that's just
that are
also
just like,
you ain't gonna do it, you
nah,
ain't
bro,
gonna make
it's
it,
not
you
that
ain't
for
gonna.
you, da-da-da-da. But how would you then navigate a situation like that?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I think that like for me, the only thing that kept me in that, because there's a lot of people that still are like, bro, like you still and you got a camera. I was like, bro, like I mean, what's up, dog? Like you just had that and they still hit you up. Like you could totally be okay.
That boy still whipping the Yoda.
And I was like, yo, like to be honest, I think that the things that I've gone through have been the things that have sustained me to continue to go through. To be reminded that it's God. So after me leaving that, like it's not a situation, but after me leaving that job, has been back to back, like nonstop, like not even within the financial aspect, but y'all know the story, like even with just life stuff, like me getting a freaking brain tumor and having brain surgery. Like last year, like a ton of people that I know like passing away. We've talked about this in the past podcast episodes. This year, like us losing our daughter. And like the back-to-backness of all of the things that have happened, like in the suck of it, God has been in there, like, sorry, in like the trench.
I was trying not to be, because you were going to, I was trying
And I was doing so well until this nigga started snickering. All I hear is
Bruh, but in it being trash, like I've seen God like show up. Like me going to the hospital when I did was a God thing. Like I like literally like felt like something say go to the ER right now. I did not know I had a tumor. Nobody knew I had a tumor.
That's crazy.
I was like, bruh,
Were you like sick?
No. So, bro, I was here at the studio. I had a session. No, I didn't have a session. I was trying to knock out some music for a gospel thing. And at that time I was only doing secular stuff. So I like, that's where all my bread was coming from. And as soon as I started that, bro, I felt kind of weird-ish. Like it was almost like I felt drained, like tired. And I was like, bro, like what's up? And I had like a slight headache, but it wasn't like, I've had worse headaches before. So it wasn't anything concerning to me, but I was like, man, I'm just going to do this later. Literally like ended up driving home, bro. Like got to the crib, laid down, and a thought came into my head. Like this is just how it like play out. Like it was literally a thought. It was like, go to the ER. And I was like, no, nigga. Like I'm almost talking to myself. I'm like, no, go to the ER. What the heck for? I was like, go to the ER. This is more serious than you think that it is. And I was like, God, is this you? Like the heck? Like you have to prove to me this is you. I'm just going to take a COVID test because it could just be COVID. Like, and if it isn't, then I'll consider it. And it didn't even, like, the thought did not respond to anything I was saying. It was literally like, yo, go to the ER. It's more serious than you think it is. And then it said a person's name that I knew, who passed away from a brain tumor. So I call Alex, same dude that y'all saw. And I was like, bro, like, and I start crying for some weird reason. Like, I was like, I felt normal, like I'm right here, but like tears started flowing down my face. And I was like, bro, I think I'm gonna go to the hospital real quick. And he was like, bro, you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go real quick. I just wanted to give you a heads up, blah, blah, blah. Like something saying go to the ER. It said da-da-da's name. And I was like, like, so he hangs up. Mind you, Chantel's upstairs. I'm sneaking out the house from downstairs. He calls Chantel. Chantel comes rushing down. Like, where are you going? Alex, just call me.
Why would you just leave? He's like, I'm just
Bro,
about
I wasn't
to
even
tip
gonna
out.
talk because I was pretty certain that I was just gonna go there. They would triage me and be like, yo, nothing's wrong with you, and then you go.
Yo, can you imagine that phone call? Hey, babe, I'm at the hospital.
Bro.
So,
They said I got a brain tumor.
I know I was just home.
Damn. So I pull out. She's like, yo, no, I'm coming with you. I'm like, babe, I can
Almost
guarantee
certain.
you there's nothing wrong with me. Like, I'm just going to test out like this.
You're a liar.
Like literally, bruh. And then she's like, no, I'm coming. Mind you, she was in the middle of like this big project for her job. So I didn't want to like take her away from that. And it was like an all night project. At that time it was probably like 9:30 p.m. So I'm like, yo, like let her run her thing. I'm just go like just to see what's up. Slide over there, bro. I like the people at triage asked like, hey, what's going on with you? I was like, I just got a little headache. So they're like, okay. Like literally like sit me down. And as I'm leaving triage to go to like the waiting room where Chantel is at, bro, I just start bawling for no reason, bro. It was just weird. And she was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, yo, I don't know. Like, I just feel like worried for some reason. And she was like, okay, like, it's all right. You'll be fine. And I'm like, yeah, like, it was just weird. But anyways, they put me in like a seating chair. because they didn't put me in a bed because it was like, yo, this dude just got a headache. So like they gave me like some stuff for the head pain, and they were like, hey, let's do a CT scan just to be sure. Like ran through the CT scan. I come back from it. I fall asleep. I get woken up by a doctor at 4 a.m.
Boop, see it there?
And they were like, hey, so I've been on the phone. The doctor there in the ER was like, hey, I've been on the phone with a neurosurgeon with neurosurgery for like a while now. We have to get you like into the ICU right away. And I was like, okay. He was like, hey, you have a brain tumor. Right now it's at like 1.5 centimeters. And we operate when it's at like 0.7. Like it's at a big size.
Double,
like we need to like get you in like right now. And I was just like, what the heck? And like as he's talking to me, like when he says that, like the same thought that came to my head
person's name
was like, well, not even that. I wasn't even thinking that.
It's not as serious as you.
Yeah, but nah, it was like, yo, all the thought said was, it's okay, you'll be okay, there are promises. And that's all. It just almost like kept repeating that. It's okay, you'll be okay, there are promises. It's okay, you'll be okay, there are promises. And I was like, all right, bet, like you got me here. And it was something, so like I'm just gonna like go off of like what you're saying. And fam, I was in there for like a week. Like it was like the worst pain. Like it was almost like, bro, nigga did not have pain before. Like that bitch shot up as soon as like my brain heard that it was a tumor.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Literally like vomiting because of the pain. Like
Damn. What?
Yeah, bro.
Isn't that crazy how your brain,
Weird, bro.
your body works?
Weird.
It's like if I remember as a kid, like if I wanted to be sick, I could think about being sick long enough
That's crazy.
to where I could be like, I could have a headache, my stomach start hurting, but like you were fine because you didn't know anything.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you find out, it's like your body starts. It's like a visceral reaction.
But
It's
then on
weird.
the flip side, see, it's weird because then I have somewhat of a high pain tolerance, right?
That's true
So
too.
then, if something happens where like I feel like the slightest pain, I start to question like if it's a
Serious thing?
injury or
Yeah, or
not.
if it's nothing. Yeah,
Because it's like usually something will happen and like I'll get cut or something and that won't really happen. But then randomly I'll be like, damn, what the hell is this? And I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like
whole spleen gone.
I'm like, this don't normally happen. And I'm going, and there's something crazy going on. I'm like, damn.
Now you need to get an appendectomy.
You feel me? Like that's
Yeah.
gonna be
Get
scary,
that
bro.
appendix
Yeah,
removed.
that's crazy though. So like, I guess to answer your question, like, hey, like you gotta listen to the voice of God. That's you gotta listen to the voice of God, and you gotta understand that voice, that still small voice that's in your life, right? Like knowing that, like, hey, He'll never leave you nor forsake you. He's not gonna. The thoughts that He has towards you are good thoughts. I think you have to develop in your walk with God that relationship to where like when He says something, you heed what He's saying, right? So like, for example, if Matt never went and listened to the voice and he just went about his day or whatever, what would have happened, right? But like all of the things that have happened because he listened to that voice is like, okay, you see the evidence in those things, right?
Right.
So like you saw the fruit of listening to the voice.
So that was like talking about evidence. Like to me, that's like, oh, evidence of something that is like that to me is faith. Like, hey, because you were obedient in this, I'm now giving you like something to let you know that this was me. Because you could have went there and like it not have been anything and you just been like, all right, cool. Well, got like it wasn't nothing. Like it was just me freaking out or tripping or whatever. But it's like, no, bro. Like when I speak, this is me speaking. And you have something to hold on to know like the past times that I've spoken, it has been me. So that way you can like walk out when I'm like actually talking to you. Like, so even in that faith and big dreams, it's like, bro, like I haven't seen, granted, like tumor gone, like non-cancerous, recovery was crazy. But they said I recovered way faster than like anybody that they've seen go through brain surgery. Like they went through my nose, got the whole thing extracted. I still have like regular appointments like on a regular basis, so I still meet with my neurologist regularly to check up just to make sure it doesn't come back. I have like a neuro ophthalmologist that checks my eye because I lost eyesight on my right side, like peripherally. Yeah, bro, holding it down, dog.
You a real one,
baby.
You are a real one. You're a real one, dog.
That's crazy. What a callback.
I'm legally blind. I can see barely.
Yo, but it's like, yo, like God is like, you're doubting in the thing that, like, the bigger dream picture, and forgetting that, like, I brought you out of this other thing. Like, so, like, why are you doubting that? Like, you have this faith evidence, and the only reason why I'm walking it out is because of that, like, that faith.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a long one.
No. That was
works,
good.
though. It
That was
works.
good because we needed, like, I'm glad you got to tell, like, your story. I think one of the things that, like, when you dream big, and people say it all the time, like, oh, like, if your dream not bigger than you, then you're not dreaming big enough, right? But I think when I think about dreaming big, I often don't think about, like, Instagram followers or fame or fortune or anything like that. Like, we talk about our late bishop who passed away this year. Like, Dwayne said it on the episode, like, he had like 100 followers, bro, on Instagram, but 3,500 people at his funeral, 10,000 people streamed it on YouTube. So that's what, 13,000 people that just wanted to see this man be laid to rest.
Yeah.
Like, and God knows how many peripheral people that he touched. If you touch 13,000 people that just said, I had to come see your funeral, right? Or I had to be there, I had to watch it, or whatever. How many more people on the auxiliary did he touch, right? So it's like, when I think about dreaming big, that's what I think about, like, leaving lasting impact. Like, leaving, like, hey, when people hear, like, Tariq or Matt or Leighton or whatever, like, when they think, your faces. When they think about those things, like, it's like, oh, how did they show up in the day to day? When they were on scene, or when they did show up, how were they? And I think that, like, that could be like a big dream, so to speak, or a big aspiration.
Yeah.
I guess another question would be, like, how do you differentiate a personal aspiration from, like, a God-given dream, right? Like, how do you differentiate the two? Because sometimes I think, like, there's similarities that run in between them. So, like, we all want to make money. Nobody likes being broke. Like, I've never met any sane, logical, reasoning human person that says, my desire is broke today. Like, no, never met one. So, like, we want, like, nice things. We want, money, to be well off, whatever it may be. How do you differentiate between knowing, hey, this is my own personal, like, desire, and then this other thing is, like, God given? How do you differentiate the two?
I honestly don't know.
That's fair.
To keep it frank with you, I really don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know, because in a way, I feel like they both can be the same, like, in a sense where, like, you can have, like, your own personal goals or whatever, but at the same time, it can still be used to bring God glory. And then you can have the God-given one, but at the same time, since they go hand in hand, I feel like if the God-given one, you can also lose yourself, and, like, you lose your reasoning, so you won't be, like, you could be misusing it in a sense, if that makes sense.
That's fair. No.
So,
I get
like,
exactly what you're saying.
I feel like evidently they can be the same thing, so I feel like it would just boil down to, like, your intent and purpose. So I feel like
that's good, bro.
Yeah, you feel me? So, like, I feel like it'll all just boil down to, like, you're doing this, why?
It's your why. Your why. Okay.
So I feel like I don't think there's a real way to differentiate the two of them. I think it all just boils down to your why.
That's fair. And I think just to piggyback off what you're saying, it's like, hey, you might not be able to separate these two things at, like, a foundational level, right? I think it's as you're walking it out that you start to separate hey, this is actually me, this isn't God. Hey, this is God, this is this is God, so I want it to be me. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like as I'm going through, I'm fleshing out like the parts of the dream that are me, or the parts of the dream that are carnal, or the parts of the dream that like don't really glorify God, or just the parts of the dream that God just says no to. Right? Like there was a guy that's at our church, and he was telling a story about like how he's a business owner. Like he sells he and his wife, actually, they sell like perfume and cologne and stuff like that. And he was like, man, he really wanted this business deal. Like he wanted the business deal, but they have built their brand off holding to a specific core set of values, right? That are biblical, that they believe are biblical, and they are. And he was telling about how he had to walk away from the deal that would have been good bread because of like the values that the other person had.
I feel like when you would know when it's your own and God given,
right?
Because if it was his own, he would have no reason to walk towards that, because his why is the money.
That's fair. So what's your why? Your why? What about you, Matt? What would you say?
Yeah. I think that bro, Leighton brought up like a massive point, fam. That like, huh?
Nothing.
He said, "Shout out me."
Like I was like, damn, this boy like basically my therapist today, man. Like, I think that within my own like life, bro, like it's, and this is why your point was like super solid. I think that it's been like more of a, hey Matt, even though, because you said not all the time are those two things separated. Like not all the time is like your goal also the like not the thing that God wants. Like they can be like conjoined. One of the things that I feel like he gave me while I was in like the transition of leaving like the job that I was at was, hey, this is something that you've wanted to do, and the reason why you've wanted to do it is because it's something that I've wanted you to do. Like I'm the one that put that desire in you. What I noticed was that the reasons why I did not go forward with music, why I did not go forward with like engineering, production, or any of that stuff, really boiled down to like insecurity. It was very much so like fear holding me back. Like, yo, I'm not good enough. Like everybody else can like knock this thing out better than me. Like I can literally like, you know, IT is very black and white. Like either you knock it out or it's incorrect and you fix it. Like music is very creative. It's like, yo, like y'all might like something, but y'all might also hate that thing. But then like other things that people hate, like other people love, like it's not very cut and dry. Plus it's very competitive, and everybody is like, a lot of people that I know is just like fire, and I'm just like, yo, I'm not any of that. But in that is like, yo, like you had that desire since you were a kid, because I instilled that desire in you, so you need to walk it out. And then talking also about like the why, like the core of like why, like what you're doing, that whole like my entire process has been it's crazy, bro. Like I really feel like this is therapy session for me for real. And this is stuff I'm kind of just now processing off of this conversation. But a lot of it has really been like, okay, I'm going to build it this way. And that was like the way of like bread. Like I literally like was in, when I started, as soon as I left the job, my IT job, I started interning at a studio. I was doing just like reggaeton and hip hop and all this other stuff for like a studio that's down here, who like the dude that owned it was like a Sony exec. And that was dope, and I got to meet cool people and like cut my teeth there. But then there came a time where God was like, hey, I want you to like, it's weird, fam, but it was almost like, yo, like you need to cut off like this clientele, like stop recording like these type of people. And that was like super recent. And I was just like, dang, fam, like, well, you want me to cut off that clientele, but that's like
my money,
95% of like of my bread. Like,
no, I got you.
Negro, like this is like, if you want me to be able to survive, then how am I going to survive off of that?
You know what I just thought of, and I don't know if you all remember, but like, there's a story about Gideon.
Yeah,
and Gideon, and then like, in the story, he has like an army. Let's say it's like 10,000. I don't remember the specific numbers, but like he starts off with an army of like 10,000 people, and God is like, hey, do this, and then people that do this, they got to go. So like he's like, hey, if the people who bend down to drink water, if they drink water a specific way, yeah, then you got to cut them off. I think after it was all said and done, Gideon was left with like 300 people, bro. 300, but he won wars with that. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's not only our why, but I think we have to check our source. Like, hey, is our source in how do I say it? Is our source in the amount of clientele that we can get, that we can bring up, or is our source in God?
Right.
Like, okay, you just asked me to cut. Gideon could have been like, bro, you just asked me to cut off 97% of my whole army that you gave me.
Yeah.
So it's like you put me out here.
You told me to go to war.
You told me to go to war. I'm trying to do what you said.
Yeah.
And then the resources that you gave me, you just cut my resources in half.
Not even.
Not even half. Sorry.
To 1/100.
Yes. 97%, right? So you just cut all of my resources. What am I supposed to do now? And I think that's where your faith comes in, where it's like, hey, this is where like I gotta know that like, God, you better make this 300 stretch, because if you can't make this 300 stretch, if you don't do it, it just won't get done. It won't get done.
And to walk all the way to like the battleground with the 300 every single step, you
had 9,700 people.
I couldn't have been.
I would have.
Bro, and then to see the other side's like masses,
while
you're walking to that battleground,
I would have been in the back cussing Gideon out.
Bro. But it goes back to your thing, bro. Like, so what do you do? Like, when because.
But that goes, back to your question.
To your first question, like, what happens when everybody else ain't for you, bro?
You gotta step, nigga,
bro.
Step,
but
nigga.
That's it, bro. Like. So there's also like a story in the Bible with David, bro, when he was fighting the Philistines army. Like, he was literally like with the Philistines fighting their wars. And they were going up against Israel, and like the Philistine general was like, nah, bro, you can't come with us because everybody thinks that you about to like switch over to the other side because we're literally about to fight your hometown. And he goes back home, and like literally like some other, I think it was Amalekites, like ended up like stealing everything from like David's like crew. Like, everybody, like all their kids, their wives, their money, and his whole crew that walked back to the spot with him. I might have brought this up in another episode, but walked back to the spot with him was like, yo, like, they was literally like, bro, we about to kill David. Like, we followed this Negro all the way from like this entire time, and like, look at where he's got us now, bro. And like, David like inquired of God, which I think is like huge. And God was like, yo, go get your stuff. Essentially, like, go over there. And like, them dudes had to follow it. But I'm pretty sure there was like, nigga, this your last.
Hey, they told
this your last.
They told
straw.
David. They told David to stay right there. That nigga say, "Hey, come on, I'm in a rush."
Say, hey, bro.
Hey, bro, I'm in a rush. The man
but it's like,
coming.
bro, what do you do when it's like, yo, your boys or the people that surround you are like, I don't know, fam. Like, bruh,
that's also hard. That's hard because you want to trust your community. And so it's a hard thing to balance, right? It's like, hey, I have this community and I have you niggas around me because I trust your word and I trust your judgment or whatever, and I believe that you all can hold me accountable. But it's like when I feel like God is telling me something, and God is saying like, hey, Tariq, I need you to go to the mountains and pray for 40 days and fast. And I'm like, and my homies are like, God told you to do what? Why?
Bro,
God wouldn't tell you to do that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you had plenty of people to say like, hey, God didn't tell you to quit your IT job.
Yeah.
Or you had a bunch of people say, hey, God didn't tell you to do XYZ or do this business deal or go to this studio session or whatever. God didn't tell you that. But then it's like, but what do I do with like this deep feeling like, hey, do I, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do I balance that? And that's hard. That's hard. But also, I think your community got to know and love you enough to say like, hey, even if I'm wrong, and however it work out, I'm still gonna be in your corner.
Because I was just gonna ask if the roles were reversed and you were the one that was like, I don't think
this is what you like how would you operate? How would you go about that? Like
Okay,
pulling up.
That's
to
a good
somebody.
question.
so
bro.
if somebody if
I
you
came to you and was like, yo, I think I'm being led to do such and such, this and that, and say you went and prayed on it, spent some time, and you
came back and was like,
I
hey
don't
boss,
think-
I don't think so.
How would you go about that, or would you even?
I would tell you, and this is just me, I would tell you, I'd be honest with you, hey bro, I don't think that's what I'm hearing. What are you hearing? And then if you say like, this is what I'm feeling, I say, all right, ultimately at the end of the day, bro, I'm gonna tell you, you know my answer. Hey bro, you grown. You grown, right? You grown.
That's facts.
You grown.
That's
You
facts.
gonna do what you want to do.
That's
But
facts.
my responsibility to you is that, hey, if I end up being right, I'm your niggas. I'm your homie, so I'm gonna help you pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like that's where the community comes in. Where it's like, hey, I'm not finna be like, nigga, I told you not to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I might. After we done picked up the pieces and after we done we done
before
we got
we
your
go-
back.
before-
right?
As we're picking up the pieces, nigga, I told this.
I might even be grumbling. I might even be grumbling as we're picking up the pieces. But the important thing is
that you there with
I'm here with you.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, that's
so
facts.
like I think that's the deciding factor for me. Whereas like no matter what you say or what you do, like, hey bro, you might have irritated me. Like I'm sure, like let's say we get on the other side of glory and God tells Matt like, you were wrong, buddy. You could have stayed.
You could have told me louder.
You could have stayed.
Told me like a while
You could
back.
have definitely stayed
You
at the
definitely
Yo, you
could
could
have
have
stayed
definitely
at-
made that money. That
You
was
could
a
have
purpose
stayed
to
at
have
the
you.
job, brother. But
Sir.
I'm getting anywhere,
Bro, imagine, but
job.
with inflation, how long you would have been in the field at this point?
Bruh.
Your earning potential could have been like astronomical,
Bruh.
right? God was
You
like,
been
hey,
straight.
you would have been
I
straight.
tried to get you good.
You
I
get what I'm
get you
saying? But
straight.
like, but I think his well done comes in the fact that you considered him and honored him in what you were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, the fact that you even considered what would make my father happy, well done.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's real good. That book
I think we can end it right there. Go get the hell up out of here. No, final thoughts before we go.
Final
for
thoughts, final
Final thoughts.
Yeah.
Nigga, if I said final thoughts, that means y'all gotta say it.
I'm waiting on Matt. I just spoke.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't know why. I just keep thinking like faith without works is dead. So like walk it out. Be a good friend to those that feel like God is saying something, and like if you don't feel it or if you don't sense it, like be real. Like be like, hey fam, I don't feel that, but also be the type of person to pick up the pieces.
Fact.
I think that's huge. I think that's like what community looks like in real life.
Yeah.
Dream big, show love, pick up pieces.
There it is.
Come on.
Good. Nice summary.
That nice
Cliff
Cliff
notes.
That Cliff notes. That's
Cliff
Spark
notes.
Notes.
Spark notes.
Spark Notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, if we want, I think God wants good for his children. I think he desires for us to have good things. Ultimately, hey, bro, dream big. What is so funny, bro?
Y'all don't hear my stomach keep growling. Bro.
All right, we about to go get some food right now. All right. I didn't hear anything.
Bro, it's been going the whole time, bro.
I didn't hear it one
The
time.
whole time.
Did you hear? Did anybody else hear it?
The mic was right here, so it might get picked
Oh,
up, bro.
that's funny. But yeah, like, you know, God. Oh, I forgot my train. Oh yeah, God wants good for his kids. So don't be afraid to dream. Don't be afraid to like aspire for big things. There's nothing wrong with that. Just I would say remember your why. And remember that, you know, where your source comes from. Your source isn't these things on earth that are temporary. I'm thinking of the scripture. It says, store up for yourself treasures in heaven, you know, where moth and rust don't corrupt and where, you know, thieves don't break through and steal.
Yeah.
So I think anything you do, consider your heavenly Father and his will for your life. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. You're not perfect. I think there's grace to cover any. Huh?
Only one nigga is.
Yeah, yeah. Homer Simpson said it right. He was like, this book is about a whole bunch of people, and only one guy gets it right. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Stop thinking small. You need to think big.
Dream big.
Peace.
Yep.
You.
You already know though, real nigga coming out the so-flow. And the flow wavy got a bolo. Oh no, looking like you running out of stamina. Call yourself an animal, cause you know you ain't man enough.